I've read your Tale of the Champion, and I have a few questions.
That's a pretty common reaction. Go ahead.
In the book, you say that first Enchanter Orsino turned himself into a giant monster made of corpses. How? Why?
Do I look like an expert on magical weirdness to you? Well, I can't tell you how. For the why, all I can say is he was desperate.
There is no way Hawk really could have killed the Arishok. It would have started a war with the Qunari.
I was told later that the Qunari disavowed his actions. Apparently, the Arishok didn't get permission before he attacked Kirkwall, and the Qun didn't want another exalted march. When they finally sent a ship to haul the Red Dreadnought away, they just said, "We will never speak of this again." As far as I can tell, that's the Qun's version of an apology.
Where are the rest of Hawk's associates now?
Meryl decided to look after the elves left homeless by the fighting. She's done a pretty good job of keeping them away from the mages and Templars, so far. I guess she has plenty of practice avoiding stupid human battles with her old Dalish clan. Fenris has kept himself busy, hunting down the Tevinter slavers who came south to prey on the refugees. I'm not sure exactly where he is at the moment. You can usually follow the trail of corpses, though. Isabella went back to the raiders. She's calling herself an admiral now. I don't know if she's actually in charge or just has a really big hat. Might be the same thing, honestly. Sebastian went back to Starkhaven. I'm sure he's boring all sorts of people there. Hawk's little sister is in the Free Marches, helping some of the other survivors from the Kirkwall Circle. Aveline is still guard captain. I'm pretty sure Kirkwall would fall into the sea if she quit her job. Need something?
Can I ask you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Also inclined toward extravagant lying.
Are you from Ferelden?
Free Marches, born and raised. And despite whatever you've heard, no, Kirkwall's not that bad. I'm a businessman. Merchants buy. In my spare time, I manage a spy network and occasional.
If you've run a spy...
To be honest, you're truly... Me, I always wind up babysitting my informants and...
You're an author.
My crime series, the tale of... I started a romance series. Most of my stories end in tragedy. Probably...
What sort of shop?
Actually, auction house. Most of that's my brother's doing. Barch.
How do you...
You heard about the Kirkwall Chantry being destroyed? The guy responsible used to be a friend of mine. The Seeker had questions about that, and I had answers.
Where did you...
Bianca? I got her off a guy in Darktown. Took me a week to pry his dead fingers off the stuff.
Was she named for...
I can't tell you.
And the...
Complicated. It's the one story I'll never tell. We just have to leave it.
Thanks.
Nope. Need something?
The red lyrium we found...
My brother Bartrand and I we located an ancient Tig, so old it... Bartrand brought it back to the surface, and, well, everything's gone down.
So what is it? Just...
The red stuff? It's not just a different... I've written to every mining cast house in Orzammar. No one's seen this stuff before.
What makes it...
Regular lyrium can... Red lyrium messes with... And then, it does... It also turned Kirkwall's Knight Commander.
How did the red...
I don't know. So as far as I knew, Did someone find more of it in the Deep Roads?
I think that...
Yeah.
Come to me, child, and I shall embrace you in my arms, love. Fliss sent me over to see if you need anything.
Thank you, no. Can't eat while I'm working. Crumbs in a potion could ruin everything. You're back. And in one piece. Let me have a look. You want some of these mixed up? You just give the word.
Closing the breach is our primary goal. Any artifact of such power is dangerous.
We would do well.
Liliana's whatever the... In any case, did you need me for anything? A great deal for my wanderings. There are few hard...
Like...
But your mark allows you to exert some control over the breach. Imagine if spirits entered freely. I am glad that I'm not alone. But spirits wish to join the living. But the question is a good one.
Your kind killed the most holy.
Lies. Your kind let her die.
Shut your mouth, mate!
Enough!
Knight Captain.
That is not my title. We are not Templars any longer. We are all part of the Inquisition.
And what does that mean exactly?
Back already, Chancellor. Haven't you done enough?
I'm curious, Commander, as to how your Inquisition and its herald will restore order as you've promised.
Of course you are. Back to your duties, all of you.
See good Templars and evil. There were so many questions surrounding Farria's death. Did he think we wouldn't notice? He's killed Farria, one of my best agents. And no... You know what must be done. Make it clean. Painless if you can. We were friends once.
Glad to see traitors are dealt with.
We must do whatever... I am pleased that you agree.
It's good to know.
Of course. We will make the Inquisition... Now, if you're happy... Reports of Fade rifts. The only you have to seal them. Your legend will spread, and Thedas...
Why do you want me to see...
I've known mages. And yet I'm free and they're not. It's not right.
They called you the left...
That they did. What of it?
What is the...
Justinia would have stopped. She hoped that... She wanted the... It's just a thought. So am I.
I could use the left...
Every agent out in the world is my eyes, my ears. Coming with you, leaving my post, would blind and bound me.
What exact...
A divine... I watched, had an ear to every...
Why did...
There were many... Unlike... And because they thought she was unworthy. Perhaps. But wouldn't you do...
I'd like...
It made her human. I think her followers responded to that.
Was there something more?
You're asking if we were lovers? Love is So, to answer your question...
How
I met... When... No, wait.
We'll talk...
Can I help you with something?
Farewell.
Make her go with... Nice work. I'm used to delivering children.
Mages and Templars were already at war. Now they're blaming each other for the Divine's death.
Which is why we require a proper authority to guide them back to order.
Who? You? Random clerics who weren't important enough to be at the Conclave?
The Rebel Inquisition and its so-called Herald of Andraste? I think not.
If the proper authority hadn't completely failed, the Conclave wouldn't have been needed.
So you suggest I blame the Chantry and exalt a murderer? What of justice?
That won't help restore order in the here and now.
Order will never be restored so long as...
Remind me, why are you allowing...
Clearly, your Templar...
He's toothless. The Chancellor's a good indicator of what to expect in Val Royeaux, however.
How widespread is...
Impossible to...
Your organized...
With the Conclave destroyed, I am...
The mages and...
Exactly.
Or will...
You think...
But you won't grieve if the Herald of Andraste is conveniently swept.
I'll make sure they see
I pray...
She who trusts in the Maker, fire is her water.
Researcher
As the
Meneve wishes to
Moxie's
verify.
light and goes
Greetings,
towards
Herald
day.
of Andraste.
She should
How
see
fares your
fire
quest
and
to seal
go
the breach?
towards light.
I'm doing everything.
A task. We remember on... She had just... Do everything within your power.
I
Take... In any case, I pray this Inquisition...
Is that...
My healer... If you... It may not seem like much, but it would enable my healer...
Ah, Lord Trevelyan. May I have a moment?
Yes, Ambassador?
I'd like to discuss your parents.
What would you like to...
I'd like to dispatch a courier. What are your thoughts? Should we approach your family for their formal support of the Inquisition?
If that's what... They'll respect...
Wonderful. Val Royeaux,
Why not?
you are from Ostwick. Our Legion nobles consider the free marches somewhat...
The blood...
Or like... The accommodations in Haven are surely...
This can't be what...
One adjusts. And the cold? Why anyone...
Don't...
Really? Until...
Thank you.
Have you had any trouble with them?
Not at all. I will inform you if that changes.
To work?
Let's see what we have.
Having the Herald address the clerics is not a terrible idea.
You can't be serious.
Mother Giselle isn't wrong. At the moment, the Chantry's only strength is that they are united in opinion.
And we should ignore the danger to the Herald.
Let's ask him.
What can they do? It's just talk.
Don't underestimate the power of their words. An angry mob will do you in just as quickly as a blade.
I will go with him. Mother Giselle said she could provide us names. Use them.
But why? This is nothing but a...
What choice do we have, Liliana? Right now, we can't approach anyone for help with the breach. Use what influence we have to call the clerics together. Once they are ready, we will see this through. The city still mourns.
Just a guess, Seeker, but I think they all know who we are.
Your skills of observation never fail to impress me, Varric.
My Lord Herald.
You're one of Leliana's people. What have you found?
The Chantry Mothers await you, but so do a great many Templars.
There are Templars here?
People seem to think the Templars will protect them from the Inquisition. They're gathering on the other side of the market. I think that's where the Templars intend to meet you.
Only one thing to do, then. They wish to protect the people. Return to Haven. Someone... We'll need to inform them if we are delayed.
As you say, my lady.
Stand wary, guardsman. The Inquisition is here, along with the
Templars
Herald
will
of
stand for us at...
It seems that
Good people of Val Royal, hear me. Together, we mourn our divine. A naive and beautiful heart, silenced by treachery. You wonder what will become of a murderer. Well, wonder no more. Behold, the so-called Herald of Andraste, claiming to rise where our beloved fell. We say this is a false prophet. No servant of anything beyond his selfish greed.
We came here in peace, simply to talk. And this is what you do. I implore you, let us sit down together to deal with the real threat.
It's true. The Inquisition seeks only to end this madness before it is too late.
It is already too late. The Templars have returned to the Chantry. They will face this Inquisition, and the people will be safe once more.
Still yourself. She is beneath us.
What's the meaning of this?
Her claim to authority is an insult, much like your own.
Lord Seeker Lucius, it's imperative that we speak with...
You will not address me.
Lord Seeker?
Creating a heretical movement. Raising up a puppet as Andraste's prophet. You should be ashamed. You should all be ashamed. The Templars failed no one when they left the Chantry to purge the mages. You are the ones who have failed. You who'd leash our righteous swords with doubt and fear. If you came to appeal to the Chantry, you are too late. The only destiny here that demands respect is mine.
Templars, one of your own commands the Inquisition's forces. Join us as he did.
Ha! A staunch and loyal member of the Order. So loyal, he abandoned them for a false herald.
But Lord Seeker, what if he really was sent by the Maker? What if...
You are called to a higher purpose. Do not question.
I will make the Templar Order a power that stands alone against the Void. We deserve recognition. Independence. You have shown me nothing, and the Inquisition, less than nothing. Templars, Val Royeaux is unworthy of our protection. We march.
Charming fellow, isn't he?
Has Lord Seeker Lucius gone mad?
Do you know him very well?
He took over the Seekers of Truth 2 years ago, after Lord Seeker Lambert's death. He was always a decent man, never given to ambition and grandstanding. This is very bizarre.
Do you think he can be reasoned with?
I hope so. If not him, there are surely others in the Order who don't feel as he does. Either way, we should first return to Haven and inform the others. What's that? An arrow with a message?
The Templars didn't even...
I believe that messenger is trying...
You are the Herald of Andraste, are you not? I have an invitation for you.
You trouble anyone, we'll see how.
This victory must please you greatly.
We came here seeking only to...
And you had no... Now we have... And my fellow... Just tell me one thing. Do you truly believe you are the Maker's chosen?
To tell you the truth.
That is... I suppose it is out of our hands now. We shall all see what...
There's got to be a...
I hope...
Trusts in the Maker. Fire is her water. As the moth sees light and goes toward flame, she is fire
The Templars left us to the mages. Gentle liars.
Of course not.
Makers. The lights in the shadow. In their good day.
Good day to you.
There was no word for heaven or for earth or sea or sky.
Thank you.
A pleasure.
If I might have a moment of your time.
Grand Enchanter Fiona?
Leader of the Mage Rebellion. Is it not dangerous for you to be here?
I heard of this gathering, and I wanted to see the fabled Herald of Andraste with my own eyes. If it's help with the breach you seek, perhaps my people are the wiser option.
I'm surprised the leader of the mages wasn't at the conclave.
Yes. You were supposed to be, and yet somehow you avoided death.
As did the Lord Seeker, you'll note. Both of us sent negotiators in our stead in case it was a trap. I won't pretend I'm not glad to live. I lost many dear friends that day. It disgusts me to think the Templars will get away with it. I'm hoping you won't let them.
So you think the Templars are responsible?
Why wouldn't she?
Lucius hardly seems broken up over his losses, if he's concerned about them at all. You heard him. You think he wouldn't happily kill the... So yes, I think he did it.
Does that mean the mages...
We are willing to discuss it with the Inquisition at least. Consider this an invitation to Redcliffe. Come, meet with the mages. I hope to see you there.
It's the Inquisition's herald!
I know who I work for.
Where are the hounds? Who lost the hounds?
Herald of Andraste! How much did you expend to discover me? It must have weakened the Inquisition immeasurably.
I don't know who you are.
You don't fool me. I'm too important for this to be an accident. My efforts will survive in victories against you elsewhere.
Just say what?
What is that?
Ugh. Squishy one, but you heard me, right? Just say what? Rich tits always try for more than they deserve. Blah, blah, blah. Obey me. Arrow in my face. So, you followed the notes well enough. Glad to see you're kind of plain, really. All that talk, and then you're just a person. I mean, it's all good, isn't it? The important thing is you glow. You're the herald thingy.
They say I'm the Herald of Andraste. But who are you? And what's this about?
No idea. I don't know this idiot from Manners. My people just said the Inquisition should look at him.
Your people? Elves?
No. People. Name's Sarah. This is cover. Get round it. For the reinforcements. Don't worry. Someone tipped me their equipment shed. They've got no breaches.
Why didn't you take their weapons?
Because no breaches. Cheeky. Friends really came through with that tip. No breaches. So, Herald of Andraste. You're a strange one. I'd like to join.
How about we get to know each other first? You know, names and such.
One name. No, wait, two. Well, it's like this. I sent you a note to look for hidden stuff by my friends. The Friends of Red Jenny. That's me. Well, I'm one. So is a fence in Montfort, some woman in Kirkwall. There were 3 in Starkhaven, brothers or something. It's just a name, yeah? It lets little people, friends, be part of something while they stick it to nobles they hate. So here, in your face, I'm Sarah. The friends of Red Jenny are sort of out there. I use them to help you. Plus arrows.
The Inquisition already has friends in high places. Can you add to that prestige?
Here's how it is. You important people are up here, shoving your cods around. Blah, blah, I'll crush you, I'll crush you. Ooh, crush you. Step down, you've got big lords with big purses, like the tit we killed. Or was he one of the endless arse-lickers who follow? Doesn't matter. His grand plan was ruined by scrap torn from his desk and a red sock. By someone who couldn't read it. So no, I'm not Lord Poncyfart or Ruffled. If you don't listen down here too, you risk your breaching. Like those guards, I stole their... Look, do you need people or not? I want to get everything back to normal. Like you.
All right, Sarah.
Yes! Getting good before... Plus extra breaches because I have all these... You have me... Anyway, Haven. See you there.
Lord Trevelyan of Ostwick, representing the Inquisition.
A pleasure, sir. We so rarely have a chance to meet anyone new. It is always the same crowd at these parties. So you must be a guest of Madame de Fer, or are you here for Duc Bastien?
Are you here on business? I have heard the most curious tales of you. I cannot imagine half of them are true.
Everything you've heard? Completely true.
Better and better. The Inquisition should attend more.
The Inquisition. What a lot of pig shit. Washed up sisters and crazed seekers. No one can take them seriously. Everyone knows it's just an excuse for a bunch of political outcasts to grab power.
I've never made any claims to holiness. What's your point?
In front of all these people, you admit to being a pretentious usurper. We know what your Inquisition truly is. If you were a man of honor, you'd step outside and answer the charges.
My dear Marquis, how unkind of you to use such language in my house to my guests. You know such rudeness is intolerable.
Madame Vivienne, I humbly beg your pardon.
You should. Whatever am I going to do with you, my dear? My lord, you're the wounded party in this unfortunate affair. What would you have me do with this foolish, foolish man?
The Marquis doesn't interest me. Do whatever you like with him.
Poor Marquis. Issuing challenges and hurling insults like some Ferelden doglord. And all dressed up in your Aunt Solange's doublet. Didn't she give you that to wear to the grand tourney? To think all the brave chevaliers who will be competing left for Markham this morning, and you're still here. Were you hoping to sate your damaged pride by defeating the Herald of Andraste in a public duel? Or did you think his sword would end the shame of your failure? Run along, my dear. Do give my regards to your aunt. I'm delighted you could attend this little gathering. I've so wanted to meet you. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Vivienne, first enchanter of Montsimard and enchantress to the Imperial Court.
Charmed, Lady Vivienne.
Ah, but I didn't invite you to the chateau for pleasantries. With divine Justinia dead, the chantry's in shambles. Only the Inquisition might restore sanity and order to our frightened people. As the leader of the last loyal mages of Thedas, I feel it only right that I lend my assistance to your cause.
The Inquisition will be happy to have you, Lady Vivienne.
Great things are beginning, my dear. I can promise you that.
Greetings.
Can you tell me more about the Seekers?
The Seekers of Truth were born from the original Inquisition. Seekers stood above the temple. We were meant to be incorruptible, above reproach. How seldom does reality match the ideal?
But what are Seekers?
Those who know anything. We do not use lyrium. We disciplined the Templars and were accountable only to the divine. And not even her, truthfully.
So the Seekers...
No. The Templars have always that kind of power. If you don't see a problem, it doesn't exist. If someone insists it does, they are the...
Do you think that kind of...
Possibly. They were clearly not... In my heart, I believe they can still be salvaged, but not by their own hands.
You mentioned that...
Entirely. Ours come from ritual. We cannot be possessed. Seekers can gain other gifts. So that depends on the individual.
What kind of gift?
I can set delirium within a person's blood aflame. Some Seekers use it. Once there was a Seeker who could use it to kill. But...
Why did your order turn against the...
We originally united with the Chantry. It was felt Most Holy had tacitly allowed the Circle of Mages. The Seekers saw themselves as justified. And they led the Templars into a war of righteousness.
You sound like you did...
We knew what was happening at Kirkwall, where the Mage Rebellion began. We looked into reports of Knight Commander Meredith's harsh treatment of her charges years earlier. But we found so many shocking cases of magical corruption. It was the... If we'd been there when it happened, if we'd looked harder at the root causes...
You're right. Something should have been done.
When faced with a problem, we would find an answer, but only... The moment the mages voted for independence, our response was predictable. It was...
How does someone become...
Most Seekers begin... We train rigorously for years. Our bodies and minds must be elastic to undergo the vigil. And most faith...
Is the vigil some...
It is the rite every Seeker must go through. A full year of fast, we empty ourselves of all emotion. And the moment it finally ends, it's wonderful. Faith realized.
I wish I could experience...
If the vigil was not so arduous, what if mages never... I'm told it is impossible, however. I suppose...
I've no more questions.
Was there something you needed?
Why would Templars break away from the...
The Order believes the Chantry no longer supports their efforts. Not to the extent they should. Within that time, Templars risk their life. I may disagree with the Order's actions, but I'm here as proof of that. But I sympathize.
I'd like to know...
If you need insight, anything else, I will answer as best I can.
You've lived in the circle. Before that, then.
Certain rituals, most of the time, mages pretend to ignore that presence. But there were some. If a mage is possessed, of course, ignoring one another does nothing to foster understanding. I could think first. The night I was 13 when I left home. Still, I didn't take on full responsibilities until...
What about your...
Of course, but there were many my age who felt the same. To the Templars, they were also tasked with tracking apostates or fighting demons, inevitably some. The initiates must also memorize portions. I admit, my mind's as Templars.
I've got scattered reports of Dementor sightings in the hinterlands. As there is but one world, one life. God. And he is our maker.
What kind of name is Charlton, anyway? Doesn't sound elven.
I said you could call me that, Scoutlet.
Need something? I've read your tale. That's a pretty common reaction.
So, this is it, huh? Oh no, it's fine, yeah? It's just, I thought it'd be bigger. Hear that? I meant the stronghold, but it sounded like... Well, it's funny, right? Anyway, stopping wars should earn more sovereigns than this. Need things back to normal for coins to be flowing again. Another reason the Templars and mages need to be sat down.
It's not just a war between those...
Well, sure, the sky has a hole in it. Well, I have. And that's the point, right? They're too busy to look up where the real questions are.
That's why...
The religious ones tell you that. Seems like believing too hard is... Really? What everyone needs is to get everything back... Sound good to you, or chosen Lord Herald?
I'm committed to...
It's why I'm here, yeah? This is where it gets... Can't do a bloody thing.
Maker be with you.
What can I do for you?
I'd like to know more about you.
Why?
You're an apostate.
Not the wisest course of action.
I appreciate the work you're doing, Solus.
I'm sorry. With so much fear in the air.
What made you
I grew up in a village to the north. There was little to interest a young man, but as I slept, spirits of the Fade showed me glimpses of... I treasured my dreams. Being awake, no more than a bright... I learned how to control my dreams with full...
I gather you...
No.
Why?
Second, the Fade reflects and is limited by our imagination.
Is this what...
I join... If our enemies destroy the world, I would... Thank you. You have chosen a path whose steps you do not dislike because...
You said you traveled to...
This world, or its memory, is reflected in the Fade. Some of my fondest memories were found in crumbling cities, the best of the battlefields. Spirits press so tightly on the veil that you can slip across with but a thought. I dreamt it up. I saw Alistair and the hero Ferelden light the signal fire, and Logain's infamous betrayal of Kaelin's forces.
I've heard the stories. It would be interesting to hear what it was really like.
That's just it. In the Fade, I see reflections created by spirits who react to the emotions of the warriors. One moment, I see heroic wardens lighting the fire and a power-mad villain sneering as he lets King Kaelin fall. The next, I see an army overwhelmed and a veteran commander refusing to let more soldiers die in a lost cause.
You can't tell which is real.
It is the Fade. They are all real.
Have you always trapped?
Not at all. I have spirits of wisdom, possessed of ancient knowledge, happy to... Spirits of purpose helped me search. Even wisps.
I don't know of it.
Wisdom and purpose are too easily twisted to pride and desire. And if your mind is free, is Cassandra defined by her cheekbones and not her faith? Varric by his chest hair and not his wit?
Let's talk about you.
Me?
Bards.
There are plenty of tales in the library. Perhaps you should look for them there.
What did you do before you...
I was a bard, an Orlesian spy for many years. For a time, I also served a small cloister in Lothering. After the Blight, the Divine called on me to oversee her personal network.
Can you teach me?
Being a bard is so much more than... It involves a keen understanding. The Bards is an intricate dance. The best way to learn... Perhaps when this is all over, I'll teach you. Wait. Yes?
You seem to know a great many people.
I have made friends, and on occasion enemies. It's unavoidable. I count him among my closest friends. I still write to him for advice when I can. He hasn't replied to my letters in some time. I try not to worry about it. He can take care of himself.
They say you spent some time in Lothering. Did you know the champion?
We spoke a few times. I seldom left the Chantry, and we never became more than casual acquaintances. I saw more of the Hawk twins. Bethany in particular. She would spend time in meditation at the Chantry, and she seemed to like my stories. The other one, the young man, he was a little... I did encounter the champion again later in Kirkwall. Those were terrible times.
Was this when the Chantry was destroyed?
No, that happened later. But even then, the news coming out of Kirkwall was disheartening. There were some in Val Royeaux who wanted the Divine to declare an exalted march on Kirkwall. Justina sent me there to see if that could be avoided, to gather evidence to calm those agitating for war. I guess it didn't matter in the end.
We can...
You know where... Did you need something?
Anything I should know?
I've nothing to report at the moment.
You seem to...
I have made friends, and on occasion...
You seem to...
I met... We've been friends ever since. And that's all I'm saying.
So we're heretics, just like that. Should we surrender?
It's good you've returned. We heard of your encounter.
You heard?
My agents in the city sent word ahead, of course.
It's a shame the Templars have abandoned their senses, as well as the capital.
At least we know how to approach the mages and Templars now.
Do we? Lord Seeker Lucius is not the man I remember.
True, he has taken the orders somewhere, but to do what? My reports have been very odd.
We must look into it. I'm certain not everyone in the Order will support the Lord Seeker.
Or the Herald could simply go to meet the mages in Redcliffe instead.
You think the Mage Rebellion is more united? It could be 10 times worse.
I could at least find out what the mages want.
No doubt what they've always wanted. Support for their cause.
We shouldn't discount Redcliffe. The mages may be worth the risk.
They are powerful, Ambassador, but more desperate than you realize.
You think the invitation could be some kind of trap?
If some among the rebel mages were responsible for what happened at the Conclave.
The same could be said about the Templars.
True enough. Right now, I'm not certain we have enough influence to approach the Order safely.
Then the Inquisition needs agents in more places. That's something you can help with.
In the meantime, we should consider other options.
There is one other matter. Several months ago, the Grey Wardens of Ferelden vanished. I sent word to those in Orlais, but they have also disappeared. Ordinarily, I wouldn't even consider the idea they're involved in all this, but the timing is curious.
That does sound odd, I agree.
The others have disregarded my suspicion, but I cannot ignore it. 2 days ago, my agents in the hinterlands heard news of a Grey Warden by the name of Blackwall. If you have the opportunity, please seek him out. Perhaps he can put my mind at ease.
And if he can't?
Then there may be more going on than we thought.
What have your ears heard, Leliana? Anything new we don't already know about?
No, nothing.
At your service.
Let's see what we have.
Any word?
Nothing yet.
Come to join us at the oasis? It's actually quite the sight. It and the temple are further in.
Have you learned?
Honestly,
Why not?
couldn't say. It's just
Anything else?
not much to a mining company. Strange.
interest you, sir. It's beautiful. Sir.
Something feels wrong here. It's worse by the door.
Indeed. I feel it as well.
I believe I sense one of the artifacts of my people.
Dispatch for you.
searching the region for resources. Commander's orders. No small task given recent troubles, but I've some supplies here you may find useful.
Remember how to carry your shields. You're not hiding, you're holding. Otherwise, it's useless.
Blackwall. Warden Blackwall.
You're not. How do you know my name? Who said... Ah! That's it. Help or get out. We're dealing with these idiots first. Conscripts, here they come!
Here to fight. Stop and think. Go for that!
Sorry, bastards. Good work, conscripts. Even if this shouldn't have happened, they could have... Well, thieves are made, not born. Take back what they stole. Go back to your families. You saved yourselves. You're no farmer. Why do you know my name? Who are you?
I know your name because I'm an agent of the Inquisition. I'm investigating whether the disappearance of wardens has anything to do with the murder of the Divine.
Maker's balls. The Wardens and the Divine. That can't... No, you're asking so you don't really know. First off, I didn't know they disappeared. But we do that, right? No more blight, job done. Wardens are the first thing forgotten. But one thing I'll tell you, no Warden killed the Divine. Our purpose isn't political.
Not here to accuse, not yet. I just need information. I've only found you. Where are the rest?
I haven't seen any Wardens for months. I travel alone, recruiting. Not much interest because the Archdemon is a decade dead, and no need to conscript because there's no blight coming. Treaties give Wardens the right to take what we need, who we need. These idiots forced this fight, so I conscripted their victims. They had to do what I said, so I told them to stand. Next time, they won't need me. Grey Wardens can inspire. Make you better than you think you are.
I wasn't aware Grey Wardens could take whatever they want.
It's complicated. If there's a blight, everyone has to help the effort to fight it. The treaties are ancient. Outside of blights, it's as binding as a clever tongue can make it.
Do you have any idea where the other Wardens could have gone?
Maybe they returned to our stronghold at Weishaupt. That's in the Anderfels, a long way north. I don't really know. Can't imagine why they'd all disappear at once, let alone where they'd disappear to.
Why haven't you gone missing like the rest of them?
Well, maybe I was going to. Or maybe there's a new directive but a runner got lost or something. My job was to recruit on my own. Plan to stay that way for months. Years.
It's been a pleasure, Warden Blackwall, but this didn't help at all.
Inquisition. Agent, did you say? Hold a moment. The Divine is dead and the sky is torn. Events like these, thinking we're absent is almost as bad as thinking we're involved. If you're trying to put things right, maybe you need a Warden. Maybe you need me.
Warden Blackwall, the Inquisition accepts your offer.
Good to hear. We both need to know what's going on. And perhaps I've been keeping to myself for too long. This Warden walks with the Inquisition.
I've news, sir.
Up she goes.
dispatch for you.
Of course.
It's good to have commerce restored. I've many good here.
I want a constant watch on that damn thing. Sound the alarm at the first sign of demons. Watch out, the veil's ripped open. Make her knows what could come out.
We don't know what these rifts can do. That one appeared to alter the time around it.
There are many mages and...
Make her have mercy. It's over. Open the gates.
We spread word the Inquisition was coming. But you should know that no one here was expecting us.
No one? Not even Grand Enchanter Fiona?
If she was, she hasn't told anyone. We've arranged use of the tavern for the negotiations.
Agents of the Inquisition, my apologies. Magister Alexius is in charge now, but hasn't yet arrived. He's expected shortly. You can speak with the former Grand Enchanter in the meantime.
The veil is weaker here than in Haven. And not merely weak, but altered in a way I have not seen.
We should talk to the Grand Enchanter.
Too many people dying for want of simple herbs. My apologies. Can I help you?
Are you running?
Yes. It's too dangerous to go hunting through the hills to gather more. Of course, but I doubt those refugees would risk their lives for a knife here. Why should I risk mine for them?
The Inquisition honors the efforts of help the refugee.
All right. I'll see. May I help you?
Are you running short?
Yes. It's too dangerous to go hunting through the hills.
Greetings, traveler.
Bandits, demons, mages, and Templars. The refugees are in dire need of help.
Even before the sky fell open, this was a land of spirits and demons. Magic grows wild in the hills of Redcliffe.
Tell me about your people.
They say a spirit dwells in a small... The girls of the village bring it daisies and ask for love, but rarely, for 'tis a spirit of...
I hear most of the apostates are dead or hiding. We should be getting more refugees soon.
There'll be nothing. It was so real.
What world?
And when I woke up,
The
demons were as cold as
What if
ice.
I know. Her shrine lies on a hill to the...
What do you mean?
Maybe the rumours about the apostates attacking people were just rumours after all.
Either way, we're safe.
Right. That's why.
Please, are you with the Inquisition? As you've wandered, have you by any chance seen a ram that is, different? Lord Wolseley wandered off, and he's very special. If you could find him, I'd be...
What?
Well, he's always brought the family luck.
You're...
He's a very special ram. Yeah, he's like... If you do find him and send him back, I'll...
Have you seen other wives?
True enough.
Welcome, agents of the Inquisition. What has brought you to Redcliffe?
We're here because of your invitation back in Val Royeaux.
You must be mistaken. I haven't been to Val Royeaux since before the Conclave.
If it wasn't you who invited me here, who was it?
I don't know. Now that you say it, I feel strange. Whoever or whatever brought you here, the situation has changed. The Free Mages have already pledged themselves to the service of the Tevinter Imperium.
An alliance with Tevinter? Do you not fear all of Thedas turning against you?
Andraste's ass. I'm trying to think of a single worse thing you could have done, and I've got nothing.
I understand that you are afraid, but you deserve better than slavery to Tevinter.
As one indentured to a Magister, I no longer have the authority to negotiate with you.
The Divine's corpse is barely cold, and you've already joined the Imperium.
Most of Thedas blames us for the Divine's death. The Templar attacks grew worse, and we mages had no allies. Either my people made a last stand here in Redcliffe, or we took the only offer of help extended to us. I had to save them. I had no other choice.
Welcome, my friends. I apologize for not greeting you earlier.
Agents of the Inquisition, allow me to introduce Magister Girion Alexius.
The Southern Mages are under my command. And you are the survivor, yes? The one from the Fade? Interesting.
I haven't seen any sign of Redcliffe's Arl or his men.
The Arl of Redcliffe left the village.
Al Tegan did not abandon his lands during the Blight, even when they were under siege.
There were tensions growing. I did not want an incident.
I'd like to know more about this alliance between the rebel mages and the Imperium.
Certainly. What specifically do you wish to know?
The Grand Enchanter told me she was indentured to a Magister.
Our Southern brethren have no legal status in the Imperium. As they were not born citizens of Tevinter, they must work for a period of 10 years before gaining full rights. As their protector, I shall oversee their work for the Imperium.
I'm not clear on when exactly you negotiated this arrangement with Fiona.
When the Conclave was destroyed, these poor souls faced the brutality of the Templars, who rushed to attack them. It could only be through divine providence that I arrived when I did.
It was certainly very timely.
What does the Imperium gain from taking rebel mages under its wing?
For the moment, the Southern Mages are a considerable expense. After they are properly trained, they will join our Legion.
You said not all my people would be military. There are children, those not suited.
And one day I'm sure they will all be productive citizens of the Imperium when their debts are paid.
I'm here to get mages to close the breach.
Right, to business. I understand, of course. Felix, would you send for a scribe, please? Pardon my manners. My son Felix, friends. I am not surprised you're here. Containing the breach is not a feat that many could even attempt. There is no telling how many mages would be needed for such an endeavor. Ambitious indeed.
I'll take every mage you can give me.
There will have to be. Felix.
My lord, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me.
Are you all right?
I'm fine, Father.
Come, I'll get your powders. Please excuse me, friends. We will have to continue this another time. Fiona, I require your assistance back at the castle.
I don't mean to trouble everyone.
I shall send word to the Inquisition. We will conclude this business at a later date.
Come to the Chantry. You are in danger.
Ooh, very mysterious.
There's no telling who or what will be waiting for us in that Chantry.
Only one way to find out.
Magister Alexius does not approve of those. Many villagers have already left to escape his ire.
What does the
He does not. He says all tranquil must leave. Even the Arl was sent away. I am an alchemist. You must require We would thank you. Well,
Inquisition, huh? These two winters make my shoulder blades itch. If you're not summoning demons. I figured I'm better off with my fellow men. Magic or no. It was a stroke of luck.
They say Andraste sent you to save the world. If it'll help save lives and bring peace, I'll be the first to believe.
I'm trying.
I hope so too. They struggle no less with questions of faith.
Does that mean you support their freedom?
Given it, I think they should have a chance. Until then, now I...
I am Sister Tanner. May I help you? It is very busy work.
I found the...
What? You... So, what do you intend to do?
Let's see. Impersonating a sister, smuggling, dishonoring. Or you could...
And you'd keep quiet?
That will do.
All right.
Good. You're finally here. Now help me close this, would you?
Make it take you!
Fascinating. How does that work exactly? You don't even know, do you? You just wiggle your fingers and boom. Rift closes.
Who are you?
Ah, getting ahead of myself again, I see. Dorian of House Parvus, most recently of Minrathous. How do you do?
Another Tevinter. Be cautious with this one.
Suspicious friends you have here. Magister Alexius was once my mentor, so my assistance should be valuable, as I'm sure you can imagine.
I was expecting Felix to be here.
I'm sure he's on his way. He was to give you the note, then meet...
You're betraying your mentor,
Alexius was my mentor. Look, you must know there's danger. Let's start with Alexius claiming the allegiance of the mage rebels out from under. As if by magic, yes? Which is exactly right. To reach Redcliffe, before the Inquisition, Alexius distorted time itself.
I hope that's less dangerous than it sounds.
More.
That is fascinating, if true, and almost certainly dangerous.
The rift you closed here. You saw how it twisted time around itself, sped some things up and slowed others down. Soon, there will be more like it, and they'll appear further and further away from Redcliffe. The magic Alexius is using is wildly unstable, and it's unraveling the world.
You're asking me to take...
I know what I'm talking. When I was still his apprentice, what I don't understand...
He didn't do it for them.
Took you long enough?
No, but I shouldn't have played the illness card. My father's joined a cult, Tevinter Supremacists. And I can tell you one thing. Whatever he's done for them, he's done it to get to you.
Do you have any suggestions?
You know you're his target. Expecting the trap is the first... I can't stay in Redcliffe. Alexius doesn't know... But whenever you're ready to deal with him, I want to... Oh, and...
There are worse things than dying.
This whole business is distasteful. Perhaps we are better off pursuing the Templars instead.
We may not have time. The breach will not wait for deliberation.
Is there anything you need?
May I ask you about the...
It is difficult. They have no temple. It has fallen apart when everyone needs it the most. I ache to think what this will mean in the days to come. If you ask my... Cast the people on Draste had a dream for us. It can still be a...
So what should...
A dedication. Instead, if we are to spread the Maker's word across the world, we must do...
That sounds...
Does it? The chance... They mean a chance for renewal is at our fingertips.
What if...
Is a... That... Some might agree. As far down...
How big?
No. Dealing with him further only lends...
Will the...
They... Sometimes... The problem now is that no clear successor to Justinia exists.
So what...
We shall see what happens. I am no longer in a position... I suppose history shall...
Excuse me. I've got a message for the Inquisition, but I'm having a hard time getting anyone to talk to me.
What's the message?
We've got word of some Da Vinci. My company If you'd like to see what the Bull's charges can do for the Inquisition, meet us there and watch...
Apothecary Adon will have more poultices for the injured as soon as possible.
Did you see the message I sent?
Yes, thank you.
Let us begin.
The Templars must help us close the breach. The Order was founded to fight magic.
We must first convince the Lord Seeker to bring the Templars out of exile.
We've received word from a knight recruit. They gather at Theronfall Redoubt.
It has been vacant for decades. Why go there?
We must approach the Lord Seeker again to get anywhere. We can ask him then.
If we present a plan to seal the breach, the Templars may ally with us.
First, we must prove ourselves a more attractive prospect.
If it's status the Lord Seeker seeks, the Inquisition will approach him after allying with the noblest houses in Orlais.
They'll come with us to Theronfall and demand the Templars' help close the breach.
You believe that will work?
Even the Lord Seeker would find it difficult to ignore so many nobles on his doorstep.
Yes, especially when led by the Herald of Andraste.
If it stops the sky from ripping open, I'm listening.
Rumors you were saved from the fate by Andraste have grown legion among the Templars.
We've done our part to encourage them.
A herald with a few companions may be dismissed, easily set aside. That same herald returning with noble support will be reconsidered, as will the power of the Inquisition.
This could be why Andraste saved me. To lead her Templars against the breach.
Perhaps also to convince the Lord Seeker to abandon the mania that has seized him.
With respect, after his appearance in Val Royeaux, hang what the Lord Seeker thinks.
We do not need the Lord Seeker. We need his Templars, with or without his approval. The breach will not wait for our differences to settle.
Good news. Several noble or legion houses will petition the Templars to help us stop the breach. Lord Dabernash will approach you. Sign nothing he offers.